Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. We are gonna go and fight Lagon in the End of the Storm. We left it here in the last episode, and again, since I mentioned in the last one, our character is pretty much ready to just get to empowered at this point. So we're gonna try to do this as fast as possible, be as efficient as possible, gather as much resources as possible, and just kill everyone. So let's go. Again, a straight line, get as far away as you can from the Nexus, from the Monolith, so you can get as much stability as possible as fast as possible. Like I mentioned also in the last episode, again, this timeline starts introducing some enemies that are way harder than the enemies you fought recently, like Zealots, like Majasa, like Ember Mages, these guys. So even though the Monolith is not significantly harder, the monsters you spawn are significantly harder. So keep that in mind, basically. It's not like crazy jump, but again, you can see these guys are so tanky in comparison to anything we fought up till here, or because they're just new enemies and their stats are a bit overtuned. I mean, they were tankier than the boss. Just saying, 11-hour games. We should be fine though. Again, at this point, really highly recommend having Cleanse on Potion on your belt. But I don't have it yet, so it's fine. We're tanky enough, I don't think it's gonna be a big deal. But I recommend having Ailment Cleanse on Potion on your belt. Just because you're gonna get Zealots, you're gonna get poison snakes, and things like that. Big crits though. Get that mana back. My damage is pretty crazy for this stage of the game, and the next point is my damage is gonna go turbo crazy. Very nice. And if you spend the time like we've done on the last episode, gearing up your character, making it ready, giving it crit avoidance, you can basically just like don't stop at all. Like we can just keep going. Grab an upgrade if you find it, and that's it, you know. Just keep going. And again, since we're leveling, like we're progressing, even if we're not getting better gear, just by the fact that we're getting XP and we're getting passive points, we're getting more levels on our skills, etc. Like the progression is still gonna be enough for us to carry, you know. Our damage is pretty nuts. Let's see what that glass idol is. Lightning damage, poke. Celestial ropes with increased HP. These enemies are pretty scary too, lightning elementals. Be careful with them, they'll go like berserk, yeah. Not a bit OP. Again, the reason I'm kind of like killing as much enemies as I want is because I'm killing them really easy and I'm under leveled as fuck, right? Because this area is level 75, I'm level 60 something. So you can see I kill a couple enemies and I just get so much XP. But as you can tell, some of the enemies we're getting are definitely a bit more annoying than the previous one, right? All those void enemies we fought, they're all so easy because they're like really old and their animations are really easy to avoid, and all of these enemies are way harder to play against. You know, you start getting things like this where you start stacking a bunch of fucking Maruna ogres and the density is definitely you're definitely gonna feel it, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially if it's your first playthrough. But again, it's still easy, you know, it's not a big deal. And again, it might look a bit more intimidating because the enemies are bigger and scarier. But again, I'm still like basically full HP all the time. And one-shotting everything. OP. Juicy gold. Again, we want to get these nodes that I mentioned. Again, we're not 200 mana yet, but we'll try to work on it. We could try to get a belt maybe with the mana. This is giving us elemental res and physical res, cold damage and mana regen. It's nice, but it's not like super necessary. Like the fizz res we can just get, because I know I have fizz res on here, so we could just drop now this, right? Get our fizz res. That works. So our fizz res is covered, our elemental res is still covered. We lost our belt. And now let's see what belts we have. We want a belt with a bit more mana. This only had 8 mana, right? And this belt is actually pretty nice. Comes with a lot of HP. I would love to get rid of any of this, so I can craft a cleanse. Unlucky, that's fine. Ailman, this is the one that I mentioned. We get that tier 2, who cares? And then here we can just go for a hybrid health that we have for the moment, you know. I broke, whatever. It's still better than what we have. And we get the 200 mana. So now we're making full benefit of these passive points that we're gonna start investing on. So our damage is gonna go up by quite a bit, as you can tell. We're almost 30k now. Let's keep going. Again, you can do quick upgrades like this. You know, if you remember, oh, I dropped this like an hour ago, maybe I can use it. But you don't need to stress too much about it. Oh no, new mobs. These guys are annoying. They charge you and they like kind of like move you from your position when they have like collision or something, and they charge you, and they can be pretty annoying when you have a bunch of them. These are the poison guys, be careful. See, you get the poison stacks there. You can just potion, you can see I potion there and I cleanse all of it with the new belt we got. And again, the XP we're getting is pretty nuts. Use the cleanse when the guys dash on you and you get poisons on you, especially if you don't have poison res like me. "17 waves, damn." It's a lot of XP, so again, it's not like we're wasting time, right? That's good. These guys, Scarab Riders. All the new mobs, Monka. Getting the damage reduction there, just in case when you're using focus, you don't want to get like hit by something off screen, you know, and suddenly you're dead. So that damage reduction while channeling is pretty nice. Nothing really good. We'll move on. And again, just straight line, get as far away as possible from the center, so we get the more instability possible. And yeah, pretty much. Another arena, 13 waves this time. Poison. Snakies. Ugh. Crystal elementals. Interesting enemy. Interesting enemy. Be careful with these guys. They do a lot of damage. Same with Ember Mages. Keep on the moving, keep proccing your damage reductions, you know. Pay attention to new mobs that you're not familiar, learn what they do. Like Monolith is the place where you're supposed to learn, right, what these enemies do and how they... Even if you can just like face tank them like this, try to juke them, you know, try to see what they do. Otherwise, when they actually get dangerous later on, you're not gonna know what to do. Put my mana back. These guys are also interesting. The Drilly boys. They have like a shotgun attack. Be careful with it when they charge it. Not bad. Movement speed. Health. Not bad. If I remove the armor, they could be nice. Not worth investing, I think. Money. Getting chess pieces right now is also not a bad thing to target, right? Because we know we're gonna be playing Glacier at the moment, and we want to get rid of our another arena, more XP, I guess. 16 waves. Damn. Like I'm saying, we want to get rid of our Woven Flesh eventually, right? Especially if we get the Crit Avoidance on the Dragon later on, the Blessing. So anything, you know, you can get a lot of useful stuff on chess piece. Increase HP, plus to Glacier, plus to Flame Ward, lining critical strike chance if for when we shift to lining. Damage taken goes to mana. A lot of stuff that is useful. These guys are annoying, be careful. Gorgons. Especially if you don't have poison rest like me. Or not as much as me. I have a bit, you know. With that, we got the shrine with increased XP, so we're getting so much XP here. Prism Wraps can be a best in slot chest for Sork if you get Orient's Eye, which is the rarest amulet and the rarest item in the game. So we're gonna keep that one, especially if it rolled well. Prism Wraps is it's an early game item that is actually really viable end game, just because it has the 30% less elemental damage taken. Because that's basically 30% damage reduction, especially, you know, for Mage, where you are gonna be doing conversions with Orient Sai endgame, and you're gonna pair it with Flame Ward that has less elemental damage taken with the elemental damage less damage taken and the less damage taken. You know, you get 30, 40, 30 plus another 30 here, plus another 25 for Lightning Ages. You end up having so much damage reduction on Mage. You can literally face tank the hardest enemies, like at wave, you know, 300, 400. It's pretty nuts. But right now, we can't really wear it because we need the crit avoidance, and again, I don't think this item is that great. I think this item is only relevant once you have, if you have Orient Sai, and Orient Sai, if you're a new player, if you're SSF, yeah, you're not getting it. This is pretty fucking nice. Vitality, Intelligence, Increased HP, like this chest piece it's very basic, but it literally has everything you want. The base is really bad, but worth keeping, because you never know what you're gonna be able to shift when you get we're gonna go for the Exalted Helmets here. We could go for the set, but the helmets. You can face tank like on Bean, yeah, for sure. As Mage, for sure. But yeah, hopefully we get something good on the Exalted Helmets, especially since our helmet right now is not really doing anything, right? It has some Fizz Res and a bit of cooldown, and that's pretty much it, right? The HP is nice, the flat health is nice, but it will be really easy to replace. So hopefully we get a good chest piece, good helmet. Also, this character is probably gonna make use of Ashen Crown, Fracture Crown. So we're gonna start paying attention if we can drop Gilded Crowns, which is it's a type of helmet, Mage only, that you can use. And if you get a Destructive Fracture on it, you get this item, the Fracture Crown, and it will be pretty fucking good for this build. And it's also pretty good in hardcore in general, because it gives you damage taken goes to mana, and since we're gonna be stacking mana on a Mage, it's actually pretty fucking nice. And it's really easy to get. All you need is get a damage fracture on Gilded Crowns. That's basically an item that you can guarantee get on. If you want to get it, you will get it. Kind of. It's a very, very low effort to get. Revived. Hello Lizard, how am I today? I'm really good, thank you. Lagon was my first death on 3 characters already. Lagon? In the campaign or in Monolith? I think in the campaign you can basically face tank most of it, right? But then in Monolith he starts getting, because he gets the extra waves and stuff. But like I mentioned in the original, when we fought him in the campaign, Lagon is a fight that it's like when you're a beginner, it's kind of like you need to understand how he works. But after that, you basically never die to it again. It's one of those fights that you just gotta learn, kind of like how you play around it, the eye and stuff. But it's actually really easy once. It's like a free fight basically. Even if he has like crazy modifiers or whatever, because you can basically guarantee not get hit by him once you know his mechanics. He's really, really predictable. He can corner you with the beam, yeah. But the trick to never get cornered with the beam is to never be in the middle, basically. These poor guys got fucked. You don't need to kill those, by the way, we can just run till the end. But again, like I mentioned, this area is level 75, and the next area is gonna be level 85, right? So we wanna make sure that we're getting as much XP as we can here. Kill the shamans. I already mentioned this, but in other episodes, but they lag the computer really crazy, and they add damage reduction to the enemies, so they're like unkillable. So if you see a shaman, just kill it. Your CPU will thank you. This guy's disgusting. Let's get my mana back. Storm, Zero Sile. This guy hurts actually, so be careful. Kill the fucking Patriarch. You fought this guy in the campaign, if you guys remember, on the last act. He can be annoying. I'll teach you how to do the beam. If you watch, if you stay here and just watch, you'll see that the beam is actually really easy to bait. You need to basically bait it into the side you want. +3 to enchant weapon. Okay. A lot of health. A lot of health and intelligence. Critical strike avoidance may be useful. 13% of damage dealt to mana before health. I mean, all of this is not better than what I'm using at the moment, sadly. But you know, you have to try. And let's go. Another fucking Solarum Ascent. This is by far my least favorite map in the entire Monolith. It's long as fuck, the mobs are annoying as fuck. Yeah, this map is not fun. And because it's so big and so long, you end up dragging a lot of enemies that you don't want to drag. And you can lag very easily in this map if you pull too much. And the fucking elementals are following me. I killed them. These guys, the lightning elementals, really OP. Like body blocked. like I mentioned, you can really tell that in this mono, the new enemies, you can feel that. Holy fuck, these guys are so much stronger than anything else. The enemies from chapter 8, chapter 9, especially the chapter 9 ones. And the map is huge, so it slows you down. Kill them. These guys are... they will off-screen you once you aggro them. So keep it in mind. As you can tell, the cleanse on potion is doing good work for us now versus those snake poison snakes. that like dash on you and they ambush you and then they poison you for quite a bit. These guys. What is it, the raid leader? Kill the raid leader. Okay. Again, these mobs are... Oy, 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 oy. Just keep going. We're still going pretty fast. It's not the fastest, but we're going pretty fast. Again, the lightning spider is pretty strong. Raptor is pretty strong because they bleed on you. And yeah. Whereas in the previous Monolith, and Crystal Elementals of course, in the previous Monolith we just fought like a bunch of worms. Not the most threatening enemies. Chris health is nice. I didn't kill it. Not. Some of these enemies have really long range, so be careful how much you drag them, because you might not pay attention and you drag like 20 of them or something, and you reach the boss and you're like, what the fuck is killing me? And it's actually these guys. Pretty good glove that we just found here. Hybrid health, Crusader gauntlets. Am I looking to replacing my current gloves with this? And my relic. I went the wrong way, wasn't paying attention to the minimap. I'm playing full summoner. I know you don't like the playstyle, but I'm destroying everything. Minions are pretty good, especially early on, where enemies don't do that much damage, and you know, just the base HP of minions and the base damage of minions, literally. Like, just, you can literally AFK. I think minions are really strong. Well, minions, Necromancer. I think Beastmaster is not that strong, but Necromancer it is. We're gonna see there's some pretty interesting minion items coming next patch. There's this axe that is gonna be able to revive companions and stuff. We'll see. Nice. Ancient Tome, cold damage. Not a great. We're looking for the one that has crit multi. Frailty is good though, and I don't have it at the moment, so I might do a quick change right now. Hey, what's up, Lucas? How you doing in the chat? I've heard they want to do some changes to crit chance. Yeah, they want to change how crit chance works, or how it's built rather. So instead of building flat and then increase, you're just gonna get flat and you're just gonna stack flat. I don't know, we'll see. I don't really know what they're gonna do until I see it. +1 to static orb. No, static, never mind. It's garbage then. This could be useful for us. Again, the void resistance we're not gonna need. The necro resistance we don't need that much. But we actually need it. We actually need this, but we don't need this. So let's see. I lose the necro, which is fine. We get the hybrid health. We just gotta get hybrid health here. Health, rather. Hopefully it doesn't break too much, too easy. Okay. Very good, 7116. We have a shit ton of void now. Where do I have void? I have void here. And I have the amulet also, so I can get rid of you eventually. I have the blessing on void, so I can really count on that, but I don't need you for sure. So maybe I can use you. I'm not really facing necrotic, so I could just go HP here. Oh, okay, we got lucky there. Crit multi maybe. Frailty is also really nice, because it makes enemies do less damage. And maybe here, I don't know, like some spell damage maybe. 24 is pretty good. And then we just go full health. Okay, we're getting lucky with the... It rolled like shit, 57 is minimum roll. 61 is decent. Let's see if we can get higher. 71, I like that. With multi. Pretty good upgrade. We can lose this, get our necrotic resistance from these bad boys that I kept. And we can maybe get a bit more necrotic resistance. 5-3. And then I have this one with 14. Perfect. And we got a shit ton of HP of this. We got like 200, right? What's up, Lucas? You came to see me a little bit. Nice, welcome, welcome. I'm doing some guided playthrough for YouTube, so some educational content. The frailty, the thing I crafted on my amulet, on my relic, sorry, chance to apply frailty. Frailty is basically a debuff. It's basically mandatory on most builds. All hit builds pretty much. But what it does, it makes it so when you apply it to enemies, and I have a lot of hits, right? So I should be able to apply it to bosses and stuff as long as I'm attacking them. I should have 3 stacks on them. And basically it makes enemies deal less damage. So it's like a super good source of damage reduction. Because it's not actually the reduction on the damage you take, it's the actual reduction on the damage they do. It's like it's really powerful basically. It's like a way to weaken enemies, pretty much. It's late for me, I'm gonna go sleep. I'll check the YouTube. Hey, no worries, no worries. Good night. Again, let's keep be careful with the poison, because again, our poison resistance is not the best, right? So we need to respect the poison enemies. Be careful. Okay, nice. Good stuff. Buenas noches. Good night, good night. Let's drop some items here. We said we're gonna keep this. Definitely not keeping that. And then some of the other stuff we can just drop here. Realty, spell damage. All of this we will be able to harvest later, so like destroy later, so it's fine. We'll sell that. I was using this, I'll keep it just in case I need it again. He's here in case I need it.
Yes.
Sell the uniques I'm not gonna use. Buy the stuff I'm gonna use. Keep in mind, take a look at if there's something good. Or some chest piece. Maybe there's something with plus glacier, or you know, look at if you were doing bone curse. Plus bone curse, pretty nice. Red avoidance, no. Void resistance, cold resistance. No, what about the boots? Health, nope. Alright, let's keep going. Again, the character is really well set up now. Especially when we get the next level at level 70. When we get the next level of Glacier, this is gonna be huge. This is another 30 multiplicative. It's gonna be really, really huge. New enemies, again just machine guns. I would love to get some more crit. Careful with the Patriarch. I mean, you should be familiar with this fight at this point. With the avalanches and stuff. No cold damage. I haven't got a single cold damage idol, which is annoying. Decent belt. But I need the mana at the moment, so. Because we need the poison res. Again, I would recommend you to get a bit more poison res than I have, because again, you can see the poison enemies are kind of like hurting us a bit, but yeah. Fine. And how much when you have Lightning Age is not bad, or when we play Lightning. Let's keep going. What is that? So, has chance to dodge. I was like, is he immortal? He's immortal because I can't hit him. Simple as that. Fucking shamans. You can see I love shamans. Kappa. Careful with the matriarch jump. Okay, good stuff. All right. Not bad. Let's keep going. We're getting close to being able to spawn the boss. Sapphire Nagasas, pretty strong too in the end game when you start doing arenas and so on. A lot of people sleep on that mob. I found them one of the more dangerous, especially if you're playing melee. Pretty good chest piece, I think. Double HP. No, increased HP with armor. Not the best. We'll see if we choose the right direction or not in this map. There's a few locations where you can get an objective. Seems like we did. Ooh. Dead Scroll with the spell damage or cold damage. Let's see. It's a 6%. Really good Dead Scroll basically. And Red Scroll. If we hit the removal, I might change to it. If we hit the removal. If we don't hit the removal, then... I need to craft mana on it to be good. Alright, let's see if we hit the removal, boys. We have the god. We wanna remove that. Sad. Happens. It's still a good base. We can still use it with just because it's 6% base crit. But it's never gonna be like a top item just because it has already like 6 stability. But we can still use it later. Okay, that's pretty good. HP with increase with exalted helmets. Like I said, my helmet is not that great. So if we drop anything useful on the exalted slot, I will just grab it. You know, get one of those like unexpected upgrades. Rune of removal, definitely want that for doing things like the one I just did. Mana and necrotic resistance, decent. I'm gonna do a removal on that one too, because I want to get crit multi on the prefix instead of like mana HP from potion. And who knows, maybe we hit it. Sorcery staff. Then it actually dropped really well, I think. 2297. It's actually not that great. The problem with right now with our weapon is that we're gonna need to use Mirage, which is the weapon we're using, until level 70. I think it's 76 or 74, where we get the Oracle stuff. Because the next stuff, Sorcery, adds mana cost. And we can't really afford it with our current mana pool. It adds a shit ton of damage, but the problem is like it will make our ability cost like, you know, 65 or something. So we will go Om after two spellcast, and I'd rather just have the consistent damage. So we're gonna rock with this, or I will change to a staff. Sorry, I won't. Plus 2 Glacier mana. But we definitely want to get the plus 2 Glacier. Plus, let's see if we get it. We got 2. That's really great. Exalted. Let's go. Let's go. We're almost there on the boss now. This is for sure my least favorite timeline to farm. Like, the maps are kind of annoying, the mobs are kind of annoying, and the quest and the boss is annoying also. Not annoying in the sense that they take a lot of time, they're really tedious. Where some of the other timelines are really smooth to farm and the quests are really fast. For example, there's a quest that you have to do before killing the boss, where you have to collect a bunch of items, and it takes... the maps are huge. That guy casts really fast. Let's do this. Okay, nice. Shattering. Let's go. Yeah, the second quest in Spirit of Fire is the same. It's really long. That's really nice. More Flame Ward. Again, this is super endgame. Like, you really want this. Another 3. Like, I basically have enough of that for the rest of my character, pretty much. We have here a critical rest chance to shred armor and endurance. This is actually not that bad. I lose HP though, so. Fizz res, intelligence, cooldown recovery, pretty fucking nice. Vitality, not bad. Vitality. Well, if I hit the cold resistance, it's good. If I hit the cold resistance, okay? Not the worst. I can live with this. I'm just gonna YOLO it. Because otherwise it's not gonna be worth it. Like, the cooldown is good, but this is also kind of nice, the poison res. The dexterity is kind of nice too. Let's see if we can... it's useless, sorry. Let's see if we can hit it so we can get that. Nice. This is not bad. I can get a spell crit. A tier 1. That's good, 32, just like we have. And we add the cooldown. So we don't lose cooldown. 6%. What the fuck? Chance to cast 5. What is this? I went for cooldown. What is this? Well, this is useless now. Well, a misclick, I guess. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I guess I misclicked the cooldown. That helmet was actually pretty decent, but it's not a big deal. I'm not even gonna... like I said, I'm gonna go for Fracture Crown anyway, so anything that I do on my helmet is gonna get replaced in a few levels, so it's not a big deal. These guys are also pretty scary. Like, this wave they do with fire, it does a lot of damage, and when they die, they have an explosion in the floor that it does even more damage. Like, they leave like a little thing on the floor that is super turbo strong. This is really nice, see? Health with increased health. The frostbite effect is useless for us. But a really good, like the best base basically. With the best 2 suffixes you can get. And tier 3. Kill this guy. My poor mana. Because the density is not so good in this map. Like I'm not getting that much mana back. Oh, this guy is tanky. He revives also, so be careful. I want to make sure I get out of here when he revives. Hopefully he doesn't follow me. Scary combination. The reason my damage went down so much is because enemies have crit avoidance, and my crit chance is not super high, like I'm not at 100%. So that, alongside the chance of them dodging it, is, you know, if I'm not critting half of the time, pretty much, so that's a lot of damage lost. I hate crit avoidance. Okay. Not horrible. Okay, this point should be pretty good, big. It doesn't show here because it doesn't take into account that enemies are chilled, but it's super big point. I'm gonna go for, I mean, you can do whatever you want here, honestly. At the end I'm gonna do this to get the lightning damage. Since I'm not doing lightning at the moment, I think I'm just gonna go for this, for just more flat ward at the moment, and then I'll go for more damage. Same for this. I'll just go for more smaller orbs, since at the moment I'm just using it for damage reduction. Might as well have more projectiles around, so they can apply armor shred, and they can apply frailty and things like that. Hey, what's up, Amarathi? How you doing? Doing some leveling stuff for the YouTube. Damage reduction. Let's do this. I'll do this actually. 17 resistances though. Ugh. I'll do it. Fuck it. I'll do it. Fuck resistances with lag on. But my helmet is garbage, right? So I would love to get a better one. Kill the plant. We killed it. Alright, let's see if we get lucky. And now we're gonna go kill the boss. Health, vitality, increase health. Pierce with the fireball. Holy shit. Look at this bad boy. What a good item. It's a shame I'm not playing fireball. This is a bad boy item right here. Especially for hardcore. I will use it over mine for sure. What is this? Void Rest with increased health. Vitality, intelligence, critical strike avoidance, not horrible. Let's see what we can do with this bad boy. People say like loot in this game is not good. Loot is good, but this is the problem. I love this game. Loot is good, but 98% crafting fiascos. It is what it is. They're working on it, right? We'll see. And sometimes you get lucky too, right? You can't just remember the unlucky ones. I got lucky with a few things. You need to have lows to have highs, right? If everything was highs, nothing will feel like it. So I'm not like... I think rather than getting rid of fractures, what we need is more glyphs to have more control, right? For like actual good gear. But you know, breaking that, who gives a shit? I can find items like that very often, so it's fine. Rip the dream. It is what it is. I would say, guys, don't get frustrated, you know? Like, I think a lot of people, when they look at crafting in this game, like, look at this, it's supposed to be a guarantee, right? It's supposed to be a guarantee of, hey, you get an upgrade or whatever. And when I look at crafting, I look at it with like, okay, I have a chance at making an item that is useless, useful, right? Or an item that is really good, a bit better, right? I think a lot of people look at crafting as the beginning, where it's like, it's just another step at getting gear. That's why a lot of people get frustrating, you know. But I do think they need to give us more options, right? And more... this item is pretty good. This ring, good implicit, good mana regen, suffix health. Pretty decent. Yeah, that's for sure Amarathi. That's the problem, right? If you find an exalted, but I think you know, like that can be so easily fixed with just something better than Guardians, right? Or like a special glyph that you can only use. Holy fuck! Look at this weapon. Tier 5 spell damage, chance to slow, good implicit, right? Well, decent implicit on a good base. Fire damage, like this is perfect fireball weapon, you know, straight up. And you can add like slow and chill on, like you can get a tier 1 chill. Like again, this item, you could just use this item forever, pretty much. Slow, sorry, chill, which I already have chill, but whatever, right? You get chill here, and you could just go Guardians, which I didn't do because I'm not gonna play Fireball and I don't want to use my currency. But you could get tier 5 with Guardians there for free, right? And that's it. You literally have an endgame weapon. I think crafting is actually so overpowered while leveling Amarathi. Way too overpowered. And then when you actually, like, the thing is, like, crafting decent items, like the ones that I have, like if you look at my gear right now, I already have pretty fucking decent items. Like for example, if you look at my rings, like, you know, double resistance with a good implicit, good prefixes, like triple tier 5, all of it is useful. Like items like this are really easy to get. And you can beat the entire game with items like the ones I've just shown, right? The problem is like when you find an item that is 1 in a million and you get really excited about it and then you just break it. Because getting items like the one I just shown, again, this character is like 4 hours old, 5 hours old, right? and we already have items that can beat the entire game. So I think they definitely, like, the items that are already so hard to drop should be easier to craft just because they're so hard to drop, right? And the items that are easy to drop should be hard to craft just because you can just do it non-stop, right? But how many times you get an opportunity to craft on a tier 7 void damage, flat damage melee weapon or something like that? Not that many, right? But how many times you can craft on items like this? Literally all the time, every monolith, right? So it's fine if you fracture like them 90% of the time because you're always gonna have another try. But it sucks, you know, finding like I don't know, let's just say you're playing Fireball and you find like a tier 4 Fireball chest piece and you break it first try. Finding the tier 4 Fireball was already so fucking hard, right? That's like 1 in a million kind of thing. So that's what feels bad. But breaking shit items, who cares? They're shit items. They were already shit when you found them, right? Who cares? Not to mention if it was easier than what it is right now, like, like to get basic items, right? Like, what do? It's an RPG, you need to have something to look for, right? Like, again, this character is like literally just doing normal monoliths, and it has better gear than 90% of characters in that are created in this game, right? Because people are still learning and so on. Yeah, that sucks, Amarathi. When you find like actual good stuff. Cold damage, chance to chill. Good, another good weapon, you know. Or, you know, especially when implicits are hard, right? Because, for example, some items, not only you need a good roll on the affixes, but you also want a good implicit. Let's just say you're looking for a Sophnia, right? And you drop a Sophnia that has like, I don't know, tier 6 flat damage or tier 7 flat damage, but it rolls with a 3% crit implicit. Well, it's fucking trash. Pretty much. Okay, undead scroll. 4%, see? 4% undead scroll is like basically having no undead scroll and red scroll. Because the most important stat is the implicit. We're getting close to the boss, boys. A lot of shattering there. I'll go pick it up. Hybrid health, Crusader gauntlets, armor shred, mana. Could be useful. Damage gloves. Alright, let's go. Okay, now you find an NPC that you gotta talk to, and it's one of those dialogues that actually matter. So if you decide to fight her, you will go to the timeline that we want to, the Drain of Dragons. And if you decide to let her go, you would go to the Void timeline, which is a lower level, and it will slow you down. So basically you will have the option to go to either this one or this one, Fall of the Empire or Reign of Dragons. We want to go to Fall of the Empire, so you want to be bold, so we go to Fall of the Reign of Dragons. And to unlock the other one you have to let her live the second time you do it in Empowered or whatever. Where's this bitch? Again, you fought Architect on the campaign, so you should be familiar with this fight. Very nice. Tornado gloves. Crit multi. Increase health. Not bad, not bad. What are those gloves? They don't look that bad. This rest and intelligence. They're not that bad. Right, and now we go fight the boss. And that will be it. Again, we just fight Lagon again. Again, if you beat the campaign, you should be familiar with Lagon. But he's gonna have an extra attack in the third phase when you go back up. He's gonna throw like extra waves at you. They're really easy to juke, but keep that in mind. That it's gonna be a bit more chaotic. This version of the fight. Let's go. Again, if you paid attention to the first time we did this fight, just bait the jump. You don't need a dash, as I just showed there. Just wait for the eye to go red. That's it. Funny that hit me. Once you get familiar with Lagon, you can basically play with him, pretty much. And the waves, you should be familiar with these ones. This is the same. You don't actually need to do anything here, it's just over time it will fill up. We'll try to roleplay. And you can just hide in a corner if you want and just avoid all the attacks. You can cheese this fight like crazy. But we're not cheesers. We're milkers. Again, once you're familiar with this fight, you can do it without getting hit once. Like I've done it before and stuff, so YouTube and all that. Not even by the linings, you can legit juke everything if you're paying attention. This is the waves that I mentioned, the new waves. All you gotta do to juke these waves is just be really close to the wall. They can never hit you. To think that I've died like so many times when this boss came out, because I thought it was impossible. It was too strong. Okay. Die. I got lazy there. Was hoping for the triple crit or something. Okay, actually really good. We got the mana. It's actually really good for us. And a pretty good roll too. So please show me the roll. Well, go for the mana, because we want to reach 300 mana, right? That's really good. Really nice. Later on, we won't need it, and we can go for something else like Shock or Lightning Shred or something a bit more aggressive. But at the moment, that's really good for us. Just destroy you, make room for the 500G. But I'm so lazy. Okay. Inventory management. Look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at this inventory management. Boom. Bada bam. And just like that. Boom. And that's it. Incredible. Lone Star in the chat is saying if they get the sticky pathing corrected in Epoch, this fight will be much better. Yeah, the hitbox in this fight in Lagon is just a bit weird, right? It's like you get like you need to know where to click, otherwise you get stuck and your character starts kind of like doesn't respond properly. If you're playing like something that requires a dash a target, or you're playing with melee minions, things like that, the fight gets pretty shit, right? Alright boys, we made it to the Reign of Dragons so far. Level 85 area, to level 70. So again, we're 15 levels down, but it is what it is. We're gonna be doing, and we still have Reign of Dragons left, and these three, which are level 90. So hopefully, you know, we get like around level 80 when we finish this, and then by the time we finish this, we'll be 80 something. So again, we should be able to do this timeline just like we did the previous one. We don't really need to do much changes to our gear because we're set pretty much. The one thing that I might look into on the next video is to change our weapon, since we're using a Mirage, which is pretty nice, but since we can now get 300 mana thanks to this, right? Like if we get one of these, we're basically 300 mana now. And that will allow us to use the idols that give us damage. I might respec into using Static Orb for damage, just because I have really good lining idols on my inventory, like I showed before. So we will see. In any case, we will do that in next video. Thank you guys for watching, and we will continue exactly from here. Bye.